So what's up, guys? It's your boy. Gonna be making a short video today, as short as I could possibly make it. But we're just gonna be going over this this small thing I wanted to talk about. Essentially, how crazy it's gonna be, depending on what is gonna happen at the end of series. So by the title, I'm probably gonna name it something like EOS Luffy. What does he look like at the end of it? EOS Luffy, at the end of it all, has to be above everybody, in my opinion. He has to be the Pirate King. He has to be the top dog. He has to be able to defend that title against everybody and anybody who wants to take it, anyone who wants to challenge him, whether that be Law or Kid. That means Luffy has to be above Law's powers. He has to be above everybody's powers. He has to be above Mihawk, because Mihawk said that... Wait, maybe I should search this up, because some of you guys might think I'm capping. I was searching up, like, Mihawk shit, because I wanted to talk about, like, other stuff, like maybe why Luffy might fight Emu instead of Blackbeard as the final villain, and maybe it has to do something with, like, being related to one another, like through the D's or whatever. Mihawk says Pirate King is above him. Yeah, it's in the beginning. It's in, like, the first chapters where he talks about this. He says where being a sword, being the Pirate King would be a title that even surpasses him. Alright, whatever. Just take my word for it. There's no fucking reason for me. I mean, I could go to, like, the first chapters in the biz and shit and just find it that way, but moving on. So Luffy is a rubber boy, sun god, man, so he beats Blackbeard. Yes, maybe. I mean, he should. That's what an EOS Luffy would look like. He beats Blackbeard. Now, is it gonna be a low diff, a mid diff, a high diff, a high diff, a god tier fight? It's probably gonna be god tier difficulty. Yes. It's gonna be god tier difficulty. Dragon and Akainu, maybe they fight. If this fight happens, probably gonna be high diff. Mihawk versus Zoro, god tier difficulty. These just like honorable mentions, things that have to happen at the end of the show. Maybe Shanks versus Luffy. It's gonna be high diff, but it's not gonna be an actual fight. It's gonna be like they fight to see each other. It'd be high diff. You know what? God tier. Fuck it. God tier difficulty. It'd be God tier difficulty if he does end up becoming low key Shanks' Emu. So it's like he just has a fucking like clone on the other side of the world. His Dofu power is clone no me. And he cloned himself to be on the other side of the fucking planet, where he's like, that's why he's able to like just go inside and talk to the celestial dragons or some shit like that. Or maybe he's the son of Emu, I don't fucking know. Sabo versus Akainu, probably fucking high diff fight. Emu, who will they fight? Maybe fucking Luffy in the end, I don't know. But Luffy, at the end of it all, has to be above Dragon. It has to be above Akainu's destructive magma powers that are stated by the author to be like the most, I think he said it's like the most destructive, or like not the most destructive, like the most like lethal or whatever. I forget what the fuck he says about Akainu's powers. He has to be above Mihawk. He has to be above Zoro. He has to be above Shanks. He has to be above Sabo and Emu. He has to be above everybody that's high tier. Above all the admirals. Above Blackbeard. Right? He has to be above Law. He has to be above all these powers in order for him to be this Pirate King, like that, this Pirate King title he wants. Pirate King title, what does it fucking mean? Well, you could describe it in a couple of ways. You could describe it how Luffy does. Luffy says being the Pirate King for him is being the most, the person with the most freedom. And in order for you to be the most free, you have to be the strongest person. So some people don't think that, but when you think about freedom, if I can stop you, right? If I can physically stop you, then you're not truly free, because there's a person that can stop you. So freedom should be someone who can essentially, who has more rights than anybody. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. No one can stop him, kind of person. And if you try to, you lose, right? That should be the Pirate King. So Pirate King status means you're above everything else. It means you're above the gods. Because if Emu's a god, then Pirate King status is above that. You're above god tier. You're Pirate King status. I would say Pirate King status is above god tier, yes. So if you're in Pirate King status, that means you're the number one. You are the number one of the world. No one can stop you. You are Afro Samurai. You cannot be stopped. You are that guy. What are Luffy's powers gonna look like? I don't fucking know. At the end of the series, for all I know, he might be even more ridiculous than what he is now. I'm not gonna say that Luffy's done growing, because that would be dumb. Luffy's never, he's never been just done growing. If anything, the only thing that would stop Luffy from finding the final island would be time. So unless Luffy dies now, or like in the next 2 arcs, like there's nothing that's really stopping Luffy. Luffy's essentially, he's almost there. He's almost there at the final island. He just has to be either, like I said, the only people he could fight at this point in time. Sorry about that background music. I'm playing RuneScape in the background. I just forgot about it. Only people he could fight right now that could challenge him are these 4 guys. Everybody else on the planet cannot really challenge him. Kaido, we don't know where the fuck he is. Kaido could challenge him. Big Mom can challenge him. The Admirals, not really. Not really. Akainu, yes. Aokiji, probably not. But, I mean, for fuck's sake, Luffy has to be above Big Mom Kaido. Shanks, it's hard to say if Luffy's above Shanks right now. It's hard to say if Luffy's above Emu right now. It's actually not that bad saying that Luffy is above Akainu right now. It's not that bad. It's also not bad to say that Luffy is above Blackbeard as well. But that's only because Blackbeard looks like shit right now against Law. No offense. He's looking kind of poop. He's looking kind of mid right now. If Law wins against Blackbeard, I think a lot of people will fucking change their mind on Blackbeard. Like, Blackbeard will be removed from top 5. That's for sure. He won't even be considered Luffy's final enemy if that's the case. Then if we're being honest, Akainu is not going to be the final villain for sure then. It can't be Kaido, and it can't be Big Mom, and it can't be the Admirals. So the only 2 people that will be able to challenge Luffy at the tippy top of the highest peak will be these 2 people. These are the only 2 people that could be considered Pirate King status at the moment. And it's probably Emu. So he'll probably fight Shanks, but I don't think it'll be a serious fight. So Emu is probably end of series fight. If Blackbeard loses. If it's not, then it will be Blackbeard. That will be the final fight. But Blackbeard's powers are broken. And the fact that Luffy could beat him, or will beat him, or defeat him, just is hilarious. Because he's made out of rubber. He's a rubber boy. He's a rubber boy sun god man. Monkey. He's a rubber boy sun god monkey man. And he's gonna beat a guy who can do all this shit. Nullify devil fruits, create infinite gravity and force to crush. He can create shock waves that are probably planetary. And he can create black holes. He could probably even fucking awaken. And yeah, I mean, Blackbeard's the only person that is a pirate that can physically challenge Luffy for the title. But Emu could... You know what? I just thought about something. Blackbeard will be the second to last fight, and here's why. It will be Blackbeard because he will challenge him for the title. Blackbeard challenges Luffy for the title. Then Luffy's gonna find something out when he essentially sees the One Piece. That's gonna make him want to fight Emu, because Emu is on the throne. Let me see. Did I remove it? So wait. Now I gotta fucking go back. I'm gonna try to find the chapter where Sabo is like talking about this shit. Sorry guys, wait, give me a second. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast. Once I find it, we're just gonna discuss a little bit. I think it is like chapter like 60 or some shit like that. Or maybe chapter 61. Okay, I found it. So I'm gonna try to do this fast because it's Viz. Okay, so he says essentially the empty throne in Pangaea, the throne that's supposed to remain forever empty because there's no king of the world, actually has, and that is the official. If we look at the fan translation, and I only use it because I thought it was like if the fan translation, because the fan translation was correct with talking about Luffy's powers, saying like he's only like he's like only limited to his imagination, whereas the official doesn't really talk about that. So let me get TCB scans. And it also talks about this. What chapter is this? 1060. So if you look at 1060, and the ironically, oh, okay. I found the picture that I was looking for. That shows Luffy's eyes. I should probably save this picture. So, just a quick thingy. It's this right here. And I was just gonna. I like this picture a lot. Or I'll probably just do this. And I'll probably do it in a bit, but let's move on with the chapter. Let's just go to the part. Okay. So in TCB scans, it happened in the throne room at Pangaea Castle. I thought that there was no king of the world, but the empty throne wasn't empty. I saw, and that's what they say in the fan translation. So it's very different in the fan and the official. So if we go by the fan translation, the fan translation says that there's someone on the throne, which is very, very different from the official, where the official is essentially saying that that the throne was supposed to be forever empty. because there's no king of the world. The throne, yeah, it says that the throne that's supposed to remain forever and forever empty because there's no king of the world actually has. So like now it's making you essentially assume whether or not there's like an actual fucking like person on the throne. Like, oh, maybe there's a person on the throne, but it's most likely that's what he's talking about. He's talking about there's somebody on like on the throne specifically. So it could be the case that Luffy will fight Blackbeard to get the Pirate King title, and then to become the actual king of the world. Luffy will then and Luffy will say that he doesn't want to be the king of the world or whatever, that he's not the king of the world, but in reality he will be the king of the world. Luffy's title will essentially be the king of the world title. Like, he will be the hidden king of the world title. He will have that title essentially. So he will have so Luffy said he didn't want to be an emperor. He didn't want to be a conqueror, but he will be these things regardless of what he wants. Like, he says he wants to be a king, and a king is essentially a conqueror anyway. So it's kind of like contradictory, but I think the author understands that Luffy is stupid, so therefore he wouldn't understand that a king and a conqueror and an emperor are kind of all like the same things. So Luffy will fight for the Pirate King title, and then you will fight Emu for the King of the World title. 2 titles that Luffy will potentially be getting. Well, he will be getting these titles. I think it's safe to say that the Pirate King title and the King of the World title, so it will be 2 kings. It will essentially be a king versus a king. The Pirate King versus the King of the World. Who will win? And that will be the fight. Maybe. Or maybe Emu is not anyone important, and Blackbeard is that is the person that's gonna be the final challenge for Luffy. It could go one of those 2 ways. It could go the way, like I said, Luffy fights him, then he has to fight Emu, or it will go fucking Luffy just fights Blackbeard and that's it. Or it could be fucking some crazy reverse psychology bullshit. Shanks ends up becoming evil, takes Blackbeard's powers, becomes this like super godly being, fucking gets fused with Emu and becomes rocks. Some crazy shit. Could be some crazy shit in the end. But at the end of it all, Luffy has to be above every fucking power in the One Piece verse, period. He's gonna be above all hacks, above everything, above. He's God. He's gonna be God at the end of his verse. He's going to be a god, a scary one at that. Like, it's crazy how much he's grown. I've seen this guy from nothing. I've seen him from when he started, when he came out the barrel. I've been watching him since he came out of a barrel. And now my boy is gonna be on a fucking throne. Now, some things I wanted to mention why Luffy might fight Emu, and it's because of the eye thing. So the eye thing is that there's a lot of people who have similar eyes to Luffy. And it's actually very funny because if we look at the official, this is the official like thing. This is the official like cover chapter. And then if you look at TCB scans for One Piece and you go on 1060, this is the Shonen Jump thing. This is what they have for Shonen Jump One Piece, or whatever the fuck it is, the weekly Shonen Jump. Yeah, that's what I gotta search up. I gotta search up that shit. That's what I gotta search up. But I like that Luffy's colored in here, and we see all the colors that he has, and we see that his eyes are like red, or like a pinkish or whatever, which is similar to that of like Emu and Mihawk and Zunisha. So the 4 people that have like these eyes, essentially. Zoe's eyes, One Piece. No. Zunisha's eyes. One Piece, elephant. I think Zunisha's eyes are green, but they also have a ring on them. Now they might end up becoming like Luffy's eyes might end up becoming like that. Maybe, I don't know. Those eyes. Let me see. If I can find it. Maybe I cannot find it. Maybe I should put the whole name. Zunisha. It's funny too because it should just be something that you could just search up. Or maybe I should put special eyes in One Piece. Nope. Anybody who has like rings around their eyes is usually like a special fucking person, though. But I wanted to mention the eyes, and maybe that like correlates to something where it's like, I don't know, like you're like this special person that has to be like you're the chosen one essentially. And because Emu has these eyes and fucking, you know, people like Mihawk have these eyes, that maybe like Mihawk is like the son of Emu, or maybe Mihawk is the son of Rayleigh or some shit like that. There's a lot of like theories like what these eyes mean, and they should mean that you're a very like special person. That's how I would interpret it, or it could just be for like aesthetic. That's it. Could literally just be for that. But to like conclude, Luffy will be the king of the world, and his rubber powers will trump all. He could probably rubberize everything. That's probably gonna be his power. Literally, he can rubberize everything. If he can rubberize Kaido, who has strong haki, and it's funny too, because Law says that strong haki can stop Dofru powers or nullify powers in general. That's what he says in the official. It's funny that he says that, but Luffy was able to affect Kaido. So Devil Fruits is very interesting in that, like, what Luffy should look like at the end is he should have mastered both haki and Devil Fruit powers. He should have mastered it to the highest degree that we've seen anything. So he's going to, and potentially Blackbeard will awaken his Devil Fruit, and that will just pump up Luffy more. So Luffy has to be somebody with the highest level of haki and the highest level of Devil Fruit mastery. So he already has Awakening, and whatever mastery of Awakening looks like, he's probably going to be one of those people as well. He's probably going to be completely disgusting, like, by the end of the verse. Like, he's going to be disgusting in terms of just Devil Fruit usage. And then on top of that, his haki is just going to make everything he does, like, way stronger and way more disgusting. So he's going to be a rubber boy who can see the future, fucking turn anything he wants into rubber. Like, these are just Luffy's current powers. Rubber. He's rubber. Can give himself bigger bones, bigger muscles, increase blood flow. What else? Affect surroundings via Matter manipulation, I guess. What else does he have? Can knock away fodder or people with weak wills. Can see the future and can do what? What else? Punch you without hitting you. Let's just say Rio. So Luffy's gonna be this guy, but that's what he is right now. He's made out of rubber. He's a rubber guy who can make his bones bigger, his muscles bigger, increases blood flow, and I assume making his muscles bigger is also, like, I guess making him stronger. Which in reality, I don't think it works that way in real life. Which just proves that, like, the author doesn't know real life. Yeah, so the reason why I say bigger muscles, I don't think it increases your strength, because can't you, like, synthetically increase your, like, your arms? And, like, I don't think this would give you more strength, would it? Like, I feel like this would weigh you down. Don't you have to, like, because muscles are like a sponge, right? Like, they essentially, like, absorb nutrients. Like, there's a process of, like, hypertrophy, and they're, like, broken down, and then they're rebuilded up with proteins. If you were to just make your muscles bigger without, like, doing hypertrophy, like, would you be stronger? Like, there's a difference between strength and being being, like, strong. Like, these are two differences. The different strength training, you will look like shit. You could be fat and be able to lift 1,000 pounds. But if you're strong, your body looks like it's a fucking rock. Like you're just muscles. You probably can't lift as much as the guy who's fat and can lift 1,000 pounds, because he has the strength for it. He's physically capable of lifting 1,000 pounds. You're strong. You also have strength as well. Like, you can lift, like, maybe like 500 pounds, but he only specifically trained to lift heavy shit, and he got to 1,000 pounds. So that's real life shit. But because it's One Piece, you know, that all goes down the drain. You know, I make my muscles bigger, boom, I'm stronger. That's it. I increase my blood flow, I'm faster now. Boom. I make my bones bigger, my bones are stronger. Boom. So Luffy's gonna be this guy who can make his bones stronger. He's made out of rubber. His muscles are gonna get stronger. He can increase his blood flow. He's gonna be able to affect his surroundings via matter manipulation. He can knock away all fodder with his Conqueror's Haki. If you have weak wills, you won't even be able to stand up to him because of people like fucking Shanks. If he fights Shanks and he gets that fucking Conqueror's Haki like Shanks does, where you just, like, him just standing is affecting you, like, oh man, that's disgusting. He's gonna be able to fucking clash with you with Rio. He's gonna be able to punch you with Rio. He's gonna be able to punch you with Conqueror Rio, whatever the fuck. Let's just call it Super Haki. We're gonna call it Super Haki. Super Haki is the combination of Supreme King's Haki and the Advanced Armament Haki. So, Super Haki. So, Luffy's gonna have fucking Super Haki. And he can see the fucking future. Ain't that about broken? And he has to beat this fucker. He has to beat this fucker. So, yeah. This is Luffy right now, by the way. But, like, I guess if I'm, like, lowballing, I guess Luffy is gonna be 2 times this. So whatever he has, double this shit. So he's gonna turn himself into a fucking giant with super speed, matter manipulation, fucking crazy Haki. You can't touch him because he's so fast. and he can see the future, and he's gonna punch you with super hockey. ×2. Boom. That like, I don't know what Luffy's powers are gonna be in the end. Like, he's only limited to what the author wants him to be at this point. Like, Luffy can legit do anything the author wants at this point. Like, Luffy literally has every power in the verse, besides a weapon and besides technology. Luffy doesn't use these two things. The 4 power-ups in the fucking verse that you can have is a weapon, technology, devil fruit, and just hockey. If you combined all 4, you're Jesus tier. That's it. No one can stop you. If Luffy gets a weapon, you already know he's getting stronger. If Luffy gets technology added to him, he's getting stronger. He's gonna be harder to fuck with. Honestly, the only thing I would prefer that Luffy gets at this point is a legendary weapon. I would prefer that Blackbeard and Luffy both get like some sort of legendary weapon. Just to make it like more epic, where like they're able to like clash with their weapons. Just because I feel like it would fucking be hilarious if Luffy had like some sort of staff, like when he was a kid. Like if he started using a staff and he started like like my guy already mastered a fucking staff. A pipe in peace, kid. Image. Yeah, like there's the image of like, so Luffy did have like this fucking like staff like thing, and it's funny too because I think Sabo still uses this. Like, bro, Sabo uses a piece of fucking like he uses a pipe from like the sink. He uses a used pipe from a sink to fucking whoop your ass, and he throws hockey on it, and it's as strong as like but if Luffy had like some like, oh okay, here's another picture of like Luffy with it. It's like, so Luffy does have like some sort of like experience with a weapon. Would he like do spinning moves with it and all that shit? I don't know, maybe maybe he would. I don't fucking know. He probably would, or maybe he wouldn't. I don't fucking know, but it would be fucking hilarious as fuck if he had a weapon, I think. Be slapping motherfuckers for fun. He'd be like, you can't touch me. Like, bro, even the Pirate King has a weapon, bro. Like, I want Luffy to have, like, either a sword, like, something. Just give him a weapon. If he ends up the entire series with just his, like, chanclas. Like, Luffy's strongest weapon right now is his chanclas of death. These chanclas are so bro. These chanclas are the strongest chanclas in the universe, bro. I'm gonna show you this shit. I don't think you guys understand how strong these chanclas are. Fuji Tora versus Luffy. Let me see. My boy went insane. I'd probably get copyrighted for this shit, so I gotta keep talking the entire time because I already know these guys are like losers about this shit. Okay, oh, okay. So yeah, he was putting hockey on his chanclas. Okay, so the legendary chancla of God himself. Look at this. He's just kicking a sword, guys. Shouldn't his foot just be sliced off here? No, because the legendary chanclas of justice can stop all damage. What'd you do? And he was underestimating him. Why are you running? Look at that. The legendary bare knuckles of the monkeys. That's a lot of rubble, by the way, that he's taking up. But yeah, I mean, the only weapon I've seen Luffy fucking uses the chanclas of justice, so I don't know what you guys want me to say. Fucking Luffy at the end of the series is gonna have golden. It'd be funny if his sandals, like he upgraded the durability of his sandals. Like, oh my goodness, he has weighted sandals. Like on some Rock Lee shit where he has like fucking, like, he has like 10,000 tons of weight on his chanclas or some shit, and he starts, like, that would be a good way for Luffy to fucking train, honestly, if I'm being honest. Like, if Luffy had a whole physical, like, leg training arc where he's just only training his legs, and he's just like, yes, I'm going to train my legs only for this one arc, because why not? But yes, I'm gonna stop being dumb as fuck. Guys, it's been your boy, the Wizard, the Infinity guy. You already know that's me. It's been your boy. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys. Peace.